May 2026 is absolutely stacked for mobile gaming. Like seriously, this month feels illegal. We are seeing a huge shift towards AAA console quality ports and some incredibly polished multiplayer titles hitting Android and iOS. So today we are counting down the top 10 new mobile games of May 2026 for Android and iOS. And trust me, number 1 is something you have been waiting years for. Well, I have been dealing with a brutal reach freeze on the channel lately, so if you end up finding your next favorite game today, destroying that like button would mean the world to me. Alright, let's stop wasting time and jump straight into the video. Kicking off the list at number 10, Gangster Mirage City. Now, if you have been following mobile gaming for a long time, then hearing the word gangster already gives you nostalgia. And honestly, this game feels like Gameloft trying to bring back that classic open world crime formula again, but with a much more modern style. Set in the futuristic city of Brooklyn, you are looking at illegal street races, intense combat, and building up your own criminal empire from scratch. Gameplay-wise, you already know what to expect, like car chases, gang wars, crazy weapons, police pursuits, story missions, and a huge open world to explore. But compared to older gangster games, Mirage City feels more polished. The driving physics are smoother, animations look cleaner, and combat finally feels less clunky. So if you have been looking for a massive city to cause absolute chaos in, this is the one to download.
Help! I'm over here!
At number 9, we have Heroes Rise of Champions. This is an open-world superhero simulator that actually gets the movement mechanics right. You play as the ultimate flying fighter hero, soaring above the skyline, swinging on ropes, and diving into combat to stop crimes in the city. The developers just dropped a massive update adding the highly requested crawler character and smoothing out the flying camera system. The performance optimization is solid here, meaning you get a really smooth frame rate while exploring the massive city map.
Can anyone help?
Coming in at number 8, we have YouTubers Live 3. Now this one is honestly super addictive. If you played the older YouTubers Live games, then you already know the concept. Like, you start as a small content creator and slowly build your online empire. The funniest part is how chaotic the game becomes later on. At first, you are recording videos in a tiny room with cheap equipment, and a few hours later, you are literally negotiating brand deals while driving luxury cars. So, the feeling of finally upgrading your trainable starter rig to a massive dream PC setup for your studio is incredibly satisfying. So, it's a super chill game with a lot of depth if you love management sims.
No way!
Number 7 is Arena Blast. And if you are competitive, you need to pay attention to this one. This is an action-packed multiplayer FPS where you pick from 5 distinct characters, each with entirely different loadouts and ultimate abilities. It's basically a fast multiplayer arena shooter where every match feels like absolute madness, like explosions everywhere, abilities flying around the map, players dashing non-stop. It's just non-stop action. What I really love about this game is the actual arena atmosphere. Like, the crowd dynamically cheers and reacts to your epic plays and kills. If you remember my recent video where we talked about Ghost HQ and its team-based PvE mechanics, Arena Blast is the perfect PvP alternative to jump into when you want to directly face off against other players. The latest update also added new ranked rewards, custom matches, and balancing changes that improved the overall gameplay experience. At number 6, we have Riot Ball. This game is basically what happens when sports, distraction, and multiplayer insanity combine together. Sometimes you don't want a massive 40-hour storyline, you just want to jump into a quick, adrenaline-fueled match, and that's exactly what this is. It's a fast-paced sports arcade brawler that is just pure, unadulterated fun. The physics are surprisingly good too, like impacts feel heavy, movement feels satisfying, and clutch moments become incredibly fun with friends. So it's a clean, polished experience that you can play in short bursts. At number 5, we have Beholder Conductor, and wow, this game is dark. If you know the Beholder franchise, then you already understand the vibe already, like oppressive governments, difficult moral decisions, spying on people, and psychological pressure everywhere. You play as a government official assigned as the conductor of a massive train called the Determination Bringer. Your job is to monitor the passengers, search luggage for contraband, and make some really heavy moral choices. So if you love narrative-driven games with meaningful decisions, this one is easily one of the best releases this month. Number 4 is Welt Krieg 1 Firestorm. This brings the gritty, brutal reality of World War I directly to your phone. The scale of battles feels massive on mobile, like explosions everywhere, trenches collapsing, artillery strikes, tanks pushing through mud. The battlefield atmosphere is insane. But what makes the game stand out is its tactical gameplay. So if you want a historical shooter that respects the setting and delivers intense combat, this is a must play. And now folks, it is time. Smash that subscribe button and discover amazing games. Coming in at number 3 is Reawait. For my anime and RPG fans, and you know I have been heavily focused on that space lately with the Chrono Anime project, sometimes you need a palate cleanser away from the massive live service gachas, huh? Reawait is a hardcore, skill-based underground cave adventure. There are no microtransactions, no ads, and it is 100% playable offline. It relies entirely on your reflexes, timing, and strategy to dodge traps and survive. One wrong step sends you back. So it's a minimalist, punishing, and incredibly rewarding when you finally clear a difficult zone. At number 2, we have Control Mobile. Now, this is crazy. A few years ago, nobody would believe a game like Control could properly run on mobile devices, but here we are. For people who never played it before, Control is a supernatural action game where you explore a mysterious government building filled with paranormal events, reality distortions, and insane powers. Playing as Jesse Faden and using telekinesis to rip apart the environment on a mobile device is mind-blowing. The physics engine is fully intact and it looks absolutely stunning. And honestly, the mobile port is surprisingly impressive, especially on newer iPhones and iPads. Yes, it's demanding. Yes, your battery will probably cry. But seeing a full AAA console quality experience running on a mobile is genuinely insane. This honestly feels like another huge step forward for mobile gaming. And finally, taking the number 1 spot for May 2026, Racing Master. Yes, it's finally globally released. We have been waiting for this one for a long time. Developed with Codemasters, this game is the new gold standard for mobile racing. The graphics are absolutely ridiculous for a mobile game. Car interiors look detailed, lighting is realistic, reflections are beautiful, and the weather effects look amazing during races. The customization is incredibly deep, the physics lean towards a satisfying SimCade style, and the tracks look photorealistic. Honestly, this is easily one of the biggest mobile racing releases in years. So if you love realistic racing games, Racing Master is absolutely a must download. Now before we wrap up, I have some quick bonus games that deserve a shout out. First is Grova Forsaken Kin. This just dropped on mobile and it is a massive 40-hour handcrafted green dark pixel art RPG. There is no AI generated content, no loot boxes, and no microtransactions, just a pure, premium, old-school open-world RPG experience. Next, Genesis War. It's another promising title with large-scale battles, anime-inspired visuals, and flashy combat systems. The game still needs more polish in some areas, but the overall potential looks really strong, especially for players who enjoy strategic action hybrids. Definitely one of those games that could become much bigger after future updates. So yeah guys, these are my picks for the top 10 new mobile games of May 2026 for Android and iOS. Now let me know down in the comments which of these games are you installing first, and also let me know if I missed any hidden gems because there are way too many games releasing this month. Now don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you are new to the Dane. Thanks for watching. I will catch you guys in the next one. Happy gaming.